For more now on the efforts to promote agriculture education, we're joined by Rob Terry. And Rob, let's begin with talking about why programs like the Farm to You piece that we just looked at are so important.
Well, they're critically important as we try to communicate information about agriculture out to the general public. Of course, we have a long-standing agricultural education program in our schools across Oklahoma and across the nation that are associated with FFA chapters. But those programs reach about 5% of all the kids in high school. And then we have great extension programs with 4-H. But again, that reaches just a percentage of all the kids who are going to be interacting with agriculture later on in their lives, either as consumers or policymakers or in a number of other ways. So it's critical we have ag literacy programs, as we term them, to reach kids, adults throughout our population and just a broader swath of Americans so they'll understand more about where their food and fiber comes from and how they interact with it on a daily basis.
And the information is there, but it sounds like there's not enough of an effort being done, consolidated to actually get the information out to more people?
Well, I think a lot of people are doing a lot of different things. There are organizations, we mentioned Extension, the school-based program. Virtually every commodity group has some type of agricultural education program, ag literacy program. There are other groups out there that companies and so forth that have put some effort into educational programs. But from my observation, they're all pretty disjointed. They're all doing their own thing and often cases are promoting various aspects of the industry while neglecting others. In fact, there are some cases where there's even information that's conflicting. So I think it's really important we get to a point where we have some type of concert, some kind of systematic approach to agricultural literacy. There are some things we definitely agree on about agriculture that we need to get that message out first and foremost.
And you're an ag educator and have an ag communications background. Right. What do we need to do to streamline that message and sort of ramp it up a little bit so it is heard a little better and understood a little better?
Well, throughout my career in higher education, I've done research on ag literacy, and we've been able to establish that people just don't know much about agriculture and they have a lot of misconceptions. We're to a point now where we need to get beyond just thinking like educators and researchers and start really maybe becoming advocates. The people with differing views about agriculture are very passionate. We know that. We need to address the issue, our side of the issue, with the same level of passion and intensity.
And the next question, naturally, how do we do that and how do we take it to that next step to promote change and to further the information that needs to be heard?
Well, I think OSU is uniquely suited to do that. The department I work with, Ag Education, Communications, and Leadership, has 3 components that ought to be involved in this effort of agricultural advocacy. On the educational side, on the communication side, working with media folks and PR people, and on the leadership side, working with politicians and organizational leaders and so forth. So I think we're suited here to maybe be a point position to advocate for agriculture. We also need to look at taking advantage of all the various different types of media that are available to us. There's some really exciting things happening and potential for exciting things with Facebook and those other convergent media that are available that we really ought to be at the front and center of it.
And kind of link everyone together in cyberspace, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. Rob Terry, thank you very much. Good
Thanks.
information.